best. How's everyone doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. I was a little nervous. I thought the panel was starting at 7, but I'm hearing it's 7:30. So I actually have
Oh my God, that's great.
No, it worked out. It worked out perfectly. So I can actually, say hello.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, we are streaming live on YouTube. So, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Assembly District 28, What's on the Ballot, GOTV launch. My name is Maria Kalfer. I'm president of Central Queens Independent Democrats. I'm also one of AB 28 state. And we're very excited because joining us tonight, we have some public and party officials and very active Squid executive board members. So representing Assembly member Andrew Hevesy, who is on the ballot on the Democratic Party line as well as the WFP line. And of course, and Assemblyman Hevesy is also endorsed by Squid. And Juan Ardila is on the ballot. He's on the Democratic Party line and on WFP line 7. Also have District Leader tonight. Benjamin, who is Squid Electoral Action for tonight. So you know what, Juan, let's have you just go first. I just wanted people to keep yourself, and we're going to talk tonight about what's on the ballot, and you're an example of one of the candidates that we fully support, and so
I appreciate that. Thank you. I just want to say thank you again for doing this meeting, and I'm glad to be here. I was super happy to have Squid support. For the longest time, I kept saying "C Squid," and you guys were so kind because no one corrected me for months, and I was just saying it, and you let me go through, and you're just like, we'll let it rock. You'll find out eventually. Eventually I did, but it's an honor. It's great to have your support. I know we had you out in the field too, knocking on doors, talking to folks. And it's an honor. I'm born and raised in Central Queens, so to be able to represent it, we have Maspeth, Ridgewood, Sunnyside, Woodside, and Long Island City. It's you can't ask for more. It's where you want to represent people. There's a lot of room for opportunity. It's the first time a progressive candidate gets to represent this assembly district. So I'm really excited to start, really excited to bring good values, to fight for good issues such as good cause, healthcare for New Yorkers, Green New Deal, fight for worker protections, and making sure that we have good hands-on representation, visible representation, good hustle, and all-inclusive, right? We have it's a very diverse district, very diverse borough, and I want to make sure I do the best that I can to be as inclusive as possible, to be as responsive as possible. But I also want to show my gratitude because you were very integral to me winning, and having your support meant the world to me. So, it's an honor to be here. I'm sad we have to cut it a little short, but won't be the last time we see each other, and I'm excited to work with you.
Thank you for making the time to come and join us. You know that you have an important town hall that you're attending in person, and we appreciate your being here. As we'll talk more later about the types of candidates that we support, and we appreciate your being here. And congratulations on winning the primary.
I appreciate that. It was good. We had a crowded race. I ran as I didn't make it a secret. I ran as a progressive, wanted to fight for inclusive politics, and we got the result we wanted here in Central and Western Queens, and you couldn't ask for more. So what we're asking people now is to make sure, I'm fortunate I don't have a Republican opponent, but there is a rumor that Kanye West writing campaign might be taking place. So I'm a little concerned, if he drops a really good single before Election Day, I think we're toast. But if it doesn't happen, then I think we're in really good shape. And I'm asking folks, please vote on the Working Families Party line. Right now, we want to make sure party, stays active, stays alive, and is still in a full motion once the new year comes around. We all identify as Democrats, but there's different degrees to Democrats. That doesn't mean that we're all quite aligned. And, sometimes this party, we have shortcomings in it. And I think when we come together, we're forced to be reckoned with, but making sure that the Working Families Party stays alive is the best thing that we can do to have that alternative for an inclusive New York, a party that represents working class New Yorkers. So please, if you can, if you are in my district, please vote for me on the Working Families Party line. Vote for candidates on the Working Families Party line. Make sure you show up to the polls for the governor, for the lieutenant governor, and do us all the favor. Vote Working Families. That way we can have a blue state, but also a progressive party still in place for the new year. So it's a privilege to be here. Don't forget to vote on the back. Vote yes on all the proposals. This is not up for negotiation. And we'll hope to be there for 2023. All right. I'm very excited to be here. And again, it's an honor to have your support and to have your friendship as well.
Thank you, Juan. You basically, I think we can end the meeting now because, right. That's our meeting.
I appreciate it. I'll let you go because I'm going to go back inside.
Okay, good luck.
It was good to see you. Take care.
Yeah. Okay, so that's great. Okay, so Alexa.
Yeah, so hi, everybody. Thanks so much for organizing tonight's meeting and getting this together. I'm obviously not Assemblyman Andrew Hevesy, but I am his chief of staff. He couldn't join tonight. He had some family obligations, but I know that he wishes he could be here and is really thankful for you guys and all the work that you put in, in our communities and for the elections and just really helping educate people with events like this. So he is running for the 28th Assembly District, which is Central Queens. We've got Forest Hills, Regal Park, Glendale, Middle Village, Kew Gardens, lots of great neighborhoods that we're super happy to represent. Really grateful for you guys for all your help during the primary. So we beat out that primary challenger. We do have a Republican who's running against us. So it's super important that folks turn out. I think voter apathy is going to be a really big issue, and we just need to get people to the polls and remind them that just because it's New York, it doesn't mean it's going to stay blue. And especially with, the shifts that we've seen and people who are angry or motivated. So we need to just go out in big droves. And I thank you guys for rallying up the troops to do just that. So you can vote for him on the Working Families Party line as well. He is endorsed by them. So I encourage you to do that. Vote for Hochul and Delgado, also on the Working Families Party line. And just make sure everyone goes out and votes and vote for Andy on the 28th.
Thank you so much, Alexa. Thanks for doing amazing job with constituent services. I think that's the biggest testament to, for reelecting him and endorsement.
Yeah, we always try to be, readily available and with park cleanups and other things in the neighborhood and case-by-case services. If people are having issues with SNAP benefits or Medicaid, anything of the sort. So I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you. And so we'll see you out there when we do. Tonight is officially our GOTV launch because early voting starts on Saturday, this Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 5. And we'll be out there, just educating voters and encouraging them to vote on Working Families Party and for Democrats. So thank you. And you're welcome to stay for, however long we're on. We're only, we're going to quickly go over what's on the ballot.
Awesome.
Thank you so much to Juan and Alexa for bringing up Working Families Party because the Working Families Party needs to secure 200,000 votes throughout the state of New York in order to keep their ballot line. This was in order for a third party to remain on the ballot, keep their ballot line. This was something that was imposed beginning in 2020, was it? Is that correct? Yeah, it was 2020. There are historical reasons for that, but in any case, most of the third parties did not survive. It was only Working Families and the Conservative Party that had survived. And so it's really important. In New York, Working Families Party has won higher minimum wages, record funding for public schools, stronger tenant protections, and higher taxes on the ultra wealthy. We want to continue to, even among Democrats, there is dissatisfaction out there. And I think when you have a vibrant party that really is responsive to working people's needs and is pushing the Democratic Party, to be responsive to voters and address their needs. And I think that that's how we get people to turn out and to have faith in the system again. So why don't we quickly go over, you know what, Mark, let's turn it like upside down. Why don't you talk about the ballot proposals? Remember to flip the ballot. So number one is, most importantly, it's the votes for governor and lieutenant governor. So please vote for Governor Kathy Hochul and Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado on the Working Families ballot line, on that line. And everyone else, and we strongly encourage you to vote Working Families Party straight down. There are some positions, though, that don't have a candidate on the Working Families Party ballot line, in which case then go ahead and vote Democrat. And that's our position. But remember to flip your ballot, because there are 4 important ballot proposals, and Mark Morrill will be discussing them.
Thanks, Maria. Hey, everyone. I'm Mark Morrill, Democratic District Leader in Assembly District 28, Part A. So there's 4 ballot proposals, as mentioned, when you flip over your ballot. The first proposal is regarding the Environmental Bond Act of 2022. This proposal would allow New York to borrow $4.2 billion through a bond issuance for specific environment-related projects and policy efforts. This was originally proposed by Andrew Cuomo a couple of years ago. It was put on hold. Kathy Hochul brought it back, tacked on another $1.2 billion. So I personally encourage everyone to vote yes for this, given the dangers of climate change, and this will put New York State in a better position to fight climate change. The second proposal is a statement of values for city government. And this measure creates a mission statement of sorts for New York's government by adding a preamble to the city charter that includes a statement of values and vision that aims to create a just and equitable city for all. Now, this was created by during the George Floyd riots in response to those in 2020 from Bill de Blasio, and this is actually it being brought into fruition. The third proposal is regarding racial equity plans and office. And what this is this going to bring 3 new requirements to the city charter, mandating that all cities create racial equity plans every 2 years, establish a new office of racial equity to coordinate racial equity planning across city government, and creating a commission on racial equity. This commission would identify and propose priorities for racial equity planning and review the racial equity plans for each city. And last but not least is a true cost of living proposal. Now, this would mandate that the city government uses a new method to calculate the true cost of living in New York City. And that is done without taking into account any public, private, or informal assistance that a person or household may receive. Given the rampant inflation and the skyrocketing rents, this is a proposal that I personally am in favor of, and I encourage everyone to vote yes on that. So those are the 4 proposals.
Thank you, Mark. So this year, there's a lot on the ballot for the general election. For federal offices, every 2 years, there's always the U.S. House of Representatives. So your congressperson is always going to be on the ballot every 2 years. But this year, so senators, they have 6-year terms. And this year we have Senator Chuck Schumer is on the ballot for re-election. And he's also on the Working Families Party line, as well as the Democratic Party line. 2 years ago, it was Senator Gillibrand. So I guess in 2024, we won't have any senators, either of our senators in New York State on the ballot. And of course, you have your congressional representative on there. For state offices, and again, this is every 4 years. So this year, we have the governor and lieutenant governor on the ballot, also our statewide attorney general and the New York State comptroller. And for these party-wide offices, this is something that I learned being on state committee. Actually, if they get at least 25%, I think, of state committee members to vote for them, they don't need to actually petition to get on the ballot. They can just be nominated on the Democratic Party line. So that's something that the state committee did the year before I was elected. So this was like earlier this year. So those statewide offices are on the ballot, really, really important. We have, like the Attorney General has important legislation against a former president of the United States. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we need to elect good people. Then also for the state level, your state Senate and your state assembly members are also on the ballot, and that's again every 2 years as well. For me, and this is an example where I am my state Senate candidate. Actually, he's completely unopposed. He's not on the Working Families Party line, but he's on the Democratic Party line, and there's nobody opposing him at all. Senator Comrie. I don't know about Addabbo, if Senator Joe Addabbo, if he's got an opponent either. So it was the primaries that was the big deal. And then the only other positions on the ballot are the judges. And so for judges, it's when there's a vacancy. And this year, how many positions are open? There's state Supreme Court and civil court. I think there might be some surrogates court, but where we are on my ballot, there's only state Supreme Court and civil court position. And interestingly, certainly on the state Supreme Court, there are 4 positions and 4 nominees for both the Democratic and Republican parties, the same one. And so, it's good. We've been talking about that, and please join Squid or join us at other meetings, and we can, we can discuss that further. Now, civil court judges, I think there's some, there is a little bit of a primary there. So that's interesting. And that's really it for what's on the ballot. Matt, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, just I wanted to talk about New York 3, which isn't our district, but it's extremely important. Robert Zimmerman is an excellent candidate. He's a gentleman and a mainstream Democrat, and he's running against George Santos, who is a mini Trump. And he's really bad. You should look him up. He's compared abortion to slavery and holds all sorts of extreme right positions. So, volunteer, donate, knock on doors, and anybody in New York 3, which is 25% in Queens. So it really is right in our backyard. I think it's really the most important race in our area, and it's one of the seats that could determine control of the House.
Which areas of Queens does it cover, Matt?
Northern, so it's northeast Queens.
Right, so Bayside.
I don't have the map in front of me, but
okay.
Yeah, it's parts of Flushing, parts of Bayside. I think right. Little Neck, Whitestone. Yeah, I have to go look at the map.
And I know there's been redistricting, so that's
Douglaston
and redistricting.
Glen Oaks.
Yeah. It's basically derived from Swazi's old district.
Right. Okay. And it sort of was redistricted closer to that as well, right? Like it was strange, and then
it went into Westchester. It was a sprawling district, and now it's a very compact district.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Gotcha. Thank you, Matt. Miriam, did you want to say anything?
No, I just want everybody to go out and vote, and vote for yes on all of the ballot petitions, and vote for one Working Families Party when you can. And it's really important. And there's been very, very high turnout in states that have really exciting races, like in Georgia. But, in New York, Kathy Hochul, she's not, I like her a lot better than Cuomo. She's not my ideal governor, but I like her a lot better. And Lee Zeldin is dreadful. So we do not want him to be our governor. He is not a supposedly moderate Republican like Pataki was. At least he was moderate, that he supported the environment. So we really have to make sure that Hochul's reelected so that we can push her to be even better.
Thank you, Miriam. I knew you would say just the right thing. Lead us off. Okay, so this will be, we will amplify this on social media, and hopefully people, if they had any questions, and we'll be out there. We'll be doing poll site visibility. And so you'll see squid numbers out there. And also just generally supporters of WFP out there, just trying to, help voters at the polls. And we'll try to be in high traffic areas as well, just to let people know that this is it. This is it. We can save democracy yet again. So remember, early voting starts this Saturday, October 29th, beginning Saturday and Sunday, it's 9 to 5. If you go to vote.nyc, you can put in your street address, and it will give you the poll sites, both early voting and election day. And you can also view sample ballots there, and look for people out there to help you with any information you might need. Hopefully by now, everyone that is registered to vote got their voter guide. It's not. Anyway, I have it all. Okay, have a great evening. Go out and vote. Bye.